agad, hindi na papiso-piso. All good, all good. All right, and we're back for the second time around. Welcome to the Kulay Himes podcast. Still your host, HAYMZ. Bagong topic tayo ngayon after maybe a 2-year hiatus. Nagbabalik tayo muli. A twist on our favorite sport, basketball. Dahil wala tayong NBA, pabalik na soon. Pero yun, one of my friends suggested na gumawa tayo ng isang series or at least a pilot episode to discuss one of the hobbies na mainit ngayon or maybe mainit na rin naman noon pa. And I invited not just one, not just two, but 3 prominent people in the hobby today, all from the Cardboard Corner. So check out nyo yan sa Facebook kung hindi pa kayo nag-join. So we're talking about Mr. Gamaliel Clamor, repping the Boston Celtics. May sound effects. So, yan. Second guest natin, repping the purple and gold, Mr. Juancho Albero. Yan. Lakers. And last but not the least, Mr. Hot Hands, pulling a Zion and Giannis Noir redemption the other day, Mr. Kirby Garlitos. Yan. So, welcome. Naririnig na ba? Baka may magko-comment na naman na ako lang yung naririnig. But hopefully this time, we figured it out. And medyo umandar na tayo ng konti kanina. Napainit na yung usapan. So, balikan lang natin ulit yung one of the first questions that I asked earlier when we were talking about you guys, no? Bigyan natin ng konting background or teaser. Where you started, saan kayo nag-umpisa sa hobby, or may particular event ba, kung bakit kayo nahilig. So, Gama, ulitin mo na lang ulit yung story mo, pare.
Okay, so nag-start ako 2017, around June. Tapos, first PC ko talaga si Marcus Smart kasi hindi ko lang. Siya yung trip ko na. And then, sunod-sunod na, from Marcus Smart, kung sino yung rookie ng Celtics, si Jaylen Brown, and then si Tatum, pati si Ojale, tinatulang ko rin. So, then,
semi lang.
Oo, semi.
Abuse, di ba? Pinatulang mo.
Konti na. Ayun, basta anything na Boston.
Alright. So, sabi mo kanina rin, Taco Fall, yung ngayon
yes.
naman, 2019.
Well, hindi ko siya kinokollect talaga, pero siya yung pinaka-type kong rookie. Initially si Carson Edwards, pero wala siyang ginawa buong season. So, move on na tayo.
Okay, so Boston for Mr. Gama. Ikaw naman, Juancho, yun nga, suot mo LA Lakers. Saan naman saan chapter 1 ng start mo sa hobby?
Around 2012 ako nag-start. My brother, nag-collect din siya ng cards before, so medyo may idea ako about the cards. And then, noong 2012, napadaan ako ng Abs and Lands. Nakakita ko ng pack ng NBA cards. Sabi ko, sige, try ko bumili. Then, yung laman ng pack, Kobe. So, na-intriga ako sa hobby. And then, ang akala ko, makakuha ka ng Kobe every pack na bibili. So, yun. And, easy ko talaga Jokic saka Kobe.
Yan. Tikola, kaso may COVID si paring Jokic. Sana umabot. Alright, so Gama, Juancho sharing their history on the hobby. Last but not the least, Kirby, ikaw naman, anong history ng
Uh,
simula at mahabang history.
I'm gonna make it short na lang. I started early 90s, mid 90s. I think like most people my age group who were like 7, 8, 10 years old in 90s. I started buying packs at Green Hills. Uh, and then somewhere around 1995, 96, I stopped. And I didn't pick it up again until, what was it, 3, 4 years ago? 2017, 2016, around that time. Batch nila Ben Simmons
Hmm.
when I came back. And since then, tuloy-tuloy na.
Right, right. So, mukhang matagal na talaga, 90s in the hobby. So, still with Kirby, how do you, for you, no? How do you describe parang paano nag-evolve yung from the 90s? Well, aside from the players, the brands and whatnot, at sa Philippine scene, ano yung napansin mo na paano siya nag-evolve?
Notwithstanding the gap, wala ako sa hobby and all that. Pero I think most of it lang is observation na a lot of like what I said earlier about the kids from the 90s, like ako, my age group, mga early 30s, mid 30s na ngayon. It's funny kasi when you talk to a lot of these collectors na in their 30s na, a lot of them have similar backstories. Like they started in the 90s then. Bumibili ng mga cards din, pa isa-isa, pa binders, sa trapper keeper pa nilalagay and all that. And then, nagsa-stop for a period of time. Whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, ganyan. Nagsa-stop sila, siguro to pursue other hobbies or maybe na-grow na yung NBA cards. And then, bumabalik sila in recent years. And then, parang, when you ask them, ba't sila bumalik? Or how did they find their way back to the community? It's like, they've always been interested in the NBA, pero yung outlets nila for their passion for the game, bumabalik through cards. And yung mga gaps na, like 15 years hindi nagko-collect, nagiging excited ulit ngayon, starting collecting ulit ngayon.
Nice, nice. For, I guess, same bandwidth tayo, Kirby, in terms of the age group, no? So, I would
Age ba
assume,
tayo?
I would assume,
Age ba
mid-30s yung sinabi mo, medyo tumama eh.
tayo?
So I'm guessing Wancho and Gama is a different, well, maybe millennial pa rin, pero younger-ish. May difference ba in terms of how Kirby looks at kung paano nag-evolve? At least, maybe Wancho, dahil 2012 nag-start ka na. Malaki ba yung difference or from the past 8 years mula nung nagsimula ka up until now? Lalo na yun nga, sa local scene.
Then, yung laman ng siguro, since mas marami yung collector ngayon, mas marami yung nagbubukas ng box,
Agree.
cards. So, mas maraming umihikot locally na cards. Marami kang ibang makikita. Compared before, parang ang source mo lang eBay. Ganun. Hindi pa nga masyado active yung international din. Yeah. So, hindi ako sure Pero, yun nga, mas maraming umihikot na cards ngayon locally. And yung box prices na, sobrang mura pa. Ganun.
Actually, sobrang wild na nga ng presyuhan ngayon eh. Parang nagulat din ako nung bumalik ako sa hobby, parang ganito na pala siya kamahal, no? Nung time na, well, I started college 2004, around that time. Tapos yun nga, natigil ako. Tapos nung bumalik ako, yun na, natapon na daw yung cards ko. So, ibon na lang
Yun
ulit.
nangyari sa akin.
Akala nila walang kwenta eh. So, tinapon. Medyo maluwalo ako nung tinanong ko kung nasa na sa old house, and yun nga, natapon na raw. So, oh well, ayan. So, yun nga, nasabi niyo marami ng collectors ngayon, mas maraming, or yun nga, bumabalik ng hobby like myself. Let's talk about quickly, sa tagal niyong nagko-collect or for the time that you've been collecting, sa nag-uumpisa pa lang ngayon, are there any personal tips or any mantras na gusto nyong i-share for people just starting out? Maybe this time, let's start with Gama.
Siguro advice ko, ito ginagawa ko personally, nag-keep track ako ng mga gastos ko with sa mga cards. And
Di lang sa
also,
cards, pati sa Skyflakes, may audit pa yan.
well, lahat in general talagang tinatrack ko yung gastos. Kasi mahirap na if you go over the budget. And yun, basta, hindi ko lang, yun.
Yun. Yun yung
Yun.
isang key. Sabi lang ng mga, may feedback lang yung mga nagko-comment, speak louder daw kung kaya or lapit yung mic. Parang di yata
Hindi
masyado
hello,
naririnig. Yan.
Okay.
So, ang tip ni Gama, keep it in check. Yung mga checks and balances. Baka kaka-get, ayun,
Yeah.
na naubos. Ikaw naman, Wancho, mayroon ka pa bang may iba aside from what Gama mentioned, meron ka bang personal tip para sa mga bago?
Medyo similar sa kanya. Yung huwag ka bibili ng sobra sa budget mo. May, or pag nasa groups ka, may magpo-post ng nakita mo magandang card, tapos may ingit ka. Tapos ano ka na, bilhin mo yung card. Parang stick ko lang, huwag ka makipagsamayan kung wala kang budget. Ganun. Kasi ikaw din mahihirapan. Kasi pwede ka naman mag-start ng murang card lang. Kasi may enjoy mo naman yung hobby kahit na mumurahin yung cards mo.
Mm.
It's about the sentimental value.
No.
About
Tsaka
the-
just to add, yung gusto mo talaga i-collect, yun yung bilhin mo. Hindi pa mo isipin yung mga investment, gano'n. Kasi parang hindi ka tatagal pag di ka nag-enjoy.
So kahit na
Nadala sa inggit.
nice.
No, I mean, piggybacking off of Gama's point,
Yeah.
for me, one of the first things you need to do is you need to identify a specific player. Sino yung gusto mo talagang collect. Kasi it's hard. Like, ako before, and si Gama and Wancho know this, na when I started this, wala akong pinipisi. Lahat binubuksan ko. As in, box this, box that, buksan, ganyan. Tapos, and then it came to a point na I had so many cards of these, so many different players na hindi mo na ma-identify kung sino yung gusto mo talaga. Kasi lahat nandun parang, tapos daming kalat, ganyan. So for me na, I mean, if I'm advising somebody who's breaking into the community now, is that pick a player. Kung sino yung gusto mong player na i-collect, focus muna sa kanya. And then, related to that, is before you start buying, you study yung pricing niya ng player na yun. Right? I mean, it's not ngayon access to pricing naman is easy over the internet. You can go through all these websites, eBay, yung 130 point, Cards BV. I mean, you have all the resources naman for you to know how much you have to spend on these players kung sino yung gusto mo i-collect. And at least by doing that, ma-allocate mo na yung budget mo. Kasi set aside mo na yung which cards you can buy, which cards you can save money for. And at least with that mindset, hindi ka bili lang ng bili. Tapos in the end, titignan mo yung kwarto mo, parang nalulunod ka na sa basement. Ano nangyari sa akin?
Nalulunod ka na sa base cards. Pero, good points, no? So kung bago ako, sabi nga, research, of course, the budget, stick to your budget. Kaya nauuso nga yung mga joy dibbers na nakikita ko na siguro kakaget, biglang, uy, joke lang, wala pala akong pambayad. Or matagal pa pala sweldo or something. Or baka kailangan na nila magbenta ng kung ano para lang makabili ng cards. So that's good points. Pero yung nga, sabi nyo nga kanina, kung mag-umpisa ka, hindi naman kailangan sobrang expensive. Talk about like how, as a personal collector, paano rin nag-evolve yung collection ninyo? Ganon din ba? Base cards muna sa umpisa, and then eventually, yung mga gismil na, and then next thing you know, nandun ka na sa 100,000, nandun ka na sa... Maybe let's start with Wancho naman this time.
Siyempre, nung 2012, high school mo lang ako nun so maliit budget ko sa cards.
Yan.
So, it took me a while to get an autograph of Kobe. Matagal ko pinag-ipunan yan talaga kasi his favorite player ko siya. So, then, nag-college. Then, tumaas yung budget ko nun. Then, siyempre, para masustain ko rin yung hobby, buy and sell, yun. Kasi, siyempre, wala mo na kung income. So, kailangan mo rin mag-buy and sell ng cards. Pero, hindi pa lang ako maabot sa point na bumibili ng 100,000 lang. At most, 5 digits, yun na yun.
5 digits, yan.
Oh, hindi 95,000.
5 digits pa rin naman daw.
Yes, so yun.
Nung college ka,
Gradual lang.
nung college ka, Juancho, sabi mo, yun nga, medyo, kung tumaas ng konti yung budget, mula nung nag-start ka nung high school, umabot ba sa tipong siomai rice lang muna yung kinakain mo para lang makabili tayo ng gusto nating card?
Hindi naman ganun kalala. Yeah, siyempre, tipid-tipid din ako konti. Pero, since gumanda rin naman yung card ko, so, mas maganda yung pwede ko ibenta. So, minsan din, kambahan ng maganda yung price, mas tumaas eventually. So, yung mga ganun, binibenta ko na before. Since wala ako,
Nice,
para
nice.
masustain ko yung pagkakabi.
Right. For you naman, Gama, paano naman nag-evolve? Ganun din ba? Ganun ba ka-gradual? Parang may mga nagko-comment yata dito na mga fans mo.
Time yan,
Paano nagsimula, Gama? Like, ganun din ba? Ganun ba yung Yun.
Ako naman, nag-start ako, kailangan makolek ko lahat ng cards ni Jalen Brown. Yun yung goal ko. As in, mapa-baseman, kahit ano, kailangan meron ako nun. Nung pumasok si Tatum sa NBA, syempre hindi ko na kaya bilhin yung mga base cards. So yung mga gusto ko na lang yung kaya kong bilhin. And yun nga, siguro after nun, naging diverse na rin yung collection ko, hindi lang mga Celtic players. Kasi syempre nakita ko yung chance to, well, let's be honest, to invest and to earn more money. Yun. So,
Sabi ni...
May mga Lebron na, may mga Kobe na pa konti-konti, MJ.
Kahit hindi ka naman talaga sobrang
Yes.
Kobe or Lebron.
Hindi talaga.
Sabi ni Ian Ganada dito, nagtatrack ka pa daw pala. Sabi niya.
Meron. May Excel ako.
How about you, Kirby? Similar in terms of simple or base cards to the bigger ones?
No. Actually, I started, yun na nga, bili ng kahon. Tapos kung sino-sino lumalabas, sino-sino nagiging collection ko. Nagka-face ako na, uy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, sige, collect ako na to. Ganyan. Next box, uy, Kristaps Porzingis. Oh, next box, Dwayne Bacon, puro Dwayne Bacon, collect ko na. So, wala talaga. I didn't have like a specific PC until last year when I started collecting si Shai Alexander. And then, siya talaga yung first na naging PC ko. And then from there, papitik-pitik kay Luka, have some trays, ganyan, and eventually, like Gama, nag-evolve na rin yung PC ko to include Lebron, may Giannis na, may Steph na, may mga sets na akong binibuild din. So, everything is evolved. Downtown, yung mga ganun. Every lahat ng cards ko sa taas, chop suey pa rin siya, pero mas streamlined na ngayon. Hindi na yung lahat ng player gusto kong i-collect kahit si Diamond Stone. Makakuha ako ng auto niyan. Gusto ko na ng 4 pa. Hindi na gano'n. Hindi na ako gano'n.
You mentioned something about streamlining yung ano nga Kirby, no? So let's just talk about that more. What's the thought process in terms of simplifying it? Sabi nyo kanina, yung gusto nyo talaga na player. That's one. Pero may iba pa bang factors when looking at not just your PC but yung nabanggit nga ni Gama kanina na players na pwede mong investan?
I think it has more to do with, I mean, in my personal experience, it has more to do with one, yung kalat sa kwarto. Then, pag sobrang dami, nakakaumay din eh. And then number two, yung kunwari, you have a few cards of this specific player. And then, pag pinapanood mo siya, it's like, parang banuto ah. So, dinidispose mo na lang. Instead of building up that PC. Sige, kakatlos na ako dito, okay na. And then, third one for me is talagang, hindi ko naman talaga siya gusto i-collect. Pero sa kakabukas ko, nagbi-build up. And parang, hindi ko naman kailangan. So, hindi ko naman sa PC, hindi ko naman player, hindi ko naman, I don't root for the team he plays for. So, dinidispose ko na rin. And came to a point na it's decided na I'll just stick to this guy, stick to that guy. Kung may sets ako na gusto, I'll build those sets. And then, it's easier that way eh. Kasi at least yun, mas easier for you to keep track of your collection then, number one. And there's mas satisfying yung talagang you identify a specific card of this specific player and then hahanapin mo talaga. Instead of just buying everything, yung identify a few pieces lang and then you hunt for those pieces. And then
I
pag
see.
nakita mo, pag nabili mo, pag nakuha mo, mas parang gratifying yung feeling sa loob mo na, hey, finally got this card, I can show this off to my friends, ganyan. Instead of just buying everything. Kasi when you buy everything, unang-una, lugi ka na kagad. Ubus ka agad pera mo if you buy everything. Tapos hindi ka pa nagbibenta. So, it
Di
really
kaya.
has a lot to do with yung mas sustainable. Tama si Juan. So, mas sustainable yung approach na don't dive into the deep end ka agad. Pitik-pitik lang until you identify which player you like, which cards you want to collect. Mas
Nice, nice.
nakakatipid ka pa.
Mas makakatipid ka pa. Yun ang importante. So, balik tayo kay Juancho saglit. Yung binabanggit ni Kirby kanina na streamlining, how did it work for you na sinisimplify mo or na-isolate mo which of the players na sisilipin mo tas nagde-decide ka na itong like how do you end up with Nikola Jokic?
Ako nag-Jokic ako kasi may sinalihan akong backbreak nun eh. Denver yung nakuha ko. Kasi ako walang Jokic. So, tinignan ko yung highlights na sabi ko, okay, magaling pala. So, kumuha ko ng ibang cards niya kasi mura pa siya before. Hindi ko nakilala. Tapos eventually, gumaling. Tapos, ngayon, di ba? All-star center naman siya. Pero yung ano ko, mas quality over quantity na ako. Hindi yung pwede
tama.
marami kang cards. Yun yung maganda. Parang choose quality na isa lang, pero bigatin yung card. Kasi yung bili ka ng bili ng kung ano. Pag iniipon mo, mas maganda ka palang card na nag-iisa lang.
Okay.
So, I think it's better na quality over quantity. Yung gawin mo.
Alright. Gama, I think na pag-usapan natin to before, no? In the case of Juancho, ang collection niya, Jokic. And I think you mentioned to me, in terms of bigs, yung value nila hindi ganun kabilis compared to, let's say, the flashier guards or yung mga scoring guards, etc. That seems to be the case, no? Pag tinignan mo yung prices ng players in general. Pero personally, ikaw, ano yung logic na ina-apply mo doon? Bigs versus, let's say, yun nga, Guardia.
Well, siguro more people like yung mga athletic guys talaga. As in yung mga dumadakdak, yung mga showtime, ganyan. Pero at the end of the day, siguro kung sino yung gusto mo, like si Kevin, he collects bang, big man. Pero nakita mo naman yung mga prices today. Sobrang grabe na. Ayun. So, hindi ko rin alam.
Eventually.
Oh.
Pick up din. Kirby, ikaw, do you monitor, let's say, yun nga, pinapanood mo yung game, ang banu pala nito, ganito, ganyan. Like, how closely do you monitor the players once the season is ongoing? Siguro maybe a little bit difficult now na walang laro. Pero do you really keep a close eye on the performance nung mga players or at least the value nung cards and then knowing when's the time na bibitawan ko na to or should I keep it? May ganun bang element in terms of how you collect?
I don't think na, I mean, pag season, sobrang hirap din if you try to like monitor every
Mhm.
player. Pero to a certain extent, yeah, I think we all do that din eh. Kasi even if without yung cards, I mean, even if you don't monitor every game specifically, right? I think it helps na yung we have fantasy leagues.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
monitor their stats at least. Not necessarily every game. At least mga stats nila na follow natin. Right? So, through that, makikita mo rin. Parang, like, I remember this season, si Michael Porter Jr., right? He missed the entire last season last year. He missed the entire last season. And then, this year, he played a few games. And in those few games, parang 3 to 4 games, there was one game, parang 11 of 12 siya, or like 26 points, ganyan. And from that one game alone, bigla nagputukan yung prices niya.
Parang bigla nakita yung
So,
potential ni
yeah, I mean,
MPJ.
there are outlier games na pag nababalitaan ng tao or na i-emphasize na media, yung card prices niya nag-follow, nagte-trend din. Same thing with SGA. There was a time earlier this year din. He had this triple-double, yung 20 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double niya. Immediately after that game, nagtutukan ulit yung presyo niya. And the best example pa rin, si Luka. Right? I mean, off-season last year, yung Prism rookie cards na, they were selling for like 400, 500 pesos per piece.
Well.
Right? And then, yeah, 400, 500. Tapos, first month, di ba? Parang, he was racking up triple-doubles. Triple-doubles. And then, added benefit na rin na yung most hyped rookie of this class, Zion, wasn't playing. So, yung spotlight, na kay Luka ulit. So, from 400, umabot ng 5,000, 6,000, and look where it is now. So, I mean, hindi it's hard to keep track every day kasi nakakapagod, time-consuming din siya. Pero, there are times talaga na ma-identify mo na rin based on their stats, the way they perform, how they're covered by the media, especially. Diba? Pag may mga mixtape, highlights yan. Pag pinag-uusapan ng tao, doon mo makikita talaga na gumagalaw na yung presyo nila.
And when you see the prices move, does it, siguro Gama or Wancho, does it like also kumarang sinasabi mo na, oy, pwede ko na itong bitawan Oo. Or, pwede rin yun, na parang stock, na pataas eh. So, dapat masabayan ko yung pag-akyat niyan. Is that something na you look out for? Yun nga, maybe that's the investor part na, hindi na siya na the collecting part per se. Para sa'yo, Gama, unahin na muna kita.
Ako kasi, parang ang hirap sabihin kasi hindi mo alam kung ano ba talaga yung ceiling nung prices. So, hindi mo alam kung kailan mo i-grab card. At siguro, for me, usually ang ginagawa ko before siya mag-hype talaga yung player. Yun yung perfect time to get that guy. Pag nag-start na umangat, parang medyo takot na ako dyan. Ay, baka ba? So, yun yung gawa ko.
Nice. Wancho, para sa'yo, similar ba? Or siguro balik rin natin, kung yung paakyat, hindi mo matimingan, ikaw ba din yung tipong, kunwari, Paul George napilay, nabali yung paa. Lahat ng Paul George ko, bibitawan ka na. Is it, ganun ba yung correlation niya para sa'yo?
Well, minsan nakakatakot yung injury. Siyempre, baka hindi na lumakas ulit yung player. Pero, siguro kung kaya mo pa rin i-risk, hold mo lang yung cards. Kasi, pwede pang mag-umangat ulit. Kasi there's no point in selling pag injured. Kasi, lugi ka pa. Pero, if never naman na lumakas ulit, okay lang din. Pero kung hindi na, yun lang talaga. So, that's
Tama, ginalas
Yun lang talaga.
it's the part of collecting din kasi injury ng player, hindi mo maiwasan. So,
Si ano yan, si
yun din
Dwayne
yung,
Bacon, di ba?
yun din yung risk ng yun yung risk ng pag-hold ng cards na umangat na or baka bumaba. So, ang iniisip ko na lang, basta kumita ako, kung bumaba man or tumaas, hindi na ako titito.
Pwede na, laban na. Yeah.
Kasi at the end of the day naman, kung ano yung kinita mo, ililipat mo rin to a good card or a better card din, di ba?
So kung yun yung ano natin, no, yung argument natin ng mga pataas, and we're talking about some injury effects. Kirby, ikaw, anong take mo on the people saying hindi ako masyadong high on Zion kasi may history siya ng injury? Or bitaw agad ako ng Zion dahil Delix baka...
Pels fan yan eh.
The irony, no? The irony. No, it's not. I don't take it against them. I think it's a sound idea din. Kasi right now, sobrang taas ng presyo na.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself then, I mean, how high is it gonna go pa? Kasi at the level that these prices are in now, it's unprecedented for a rookie, basically, to have prices this high, this early in his career, and to have just played 20 plus games.
Yeah.
So, you have to identify them kung nasa yung ceiling niya. Kasi if he becomes the player we hope he becomes, yung presyo ba niya aabot ng million like yung mga Prism Silvers niya? So, for me, if somebody asks me if I sell my Zions, I sell as many as I can this early. Kasi yung room for growth ba, I think, isn't that high enough to justify hoarding more Zions. Kasi at the end of the day, kunwari if nasa 80% capacity na yung price na, mag-hoard ka hoping na you achieve that extra 20%.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So yun doon ka lang aasa. As opposed to selling at 80 and then siguro if it comes down to 60 or 55, 65, you can buy again. And then hope na umangat ulit siya to 75, 80%. So that's the decision that you have to make as a collector. The threshold mo, how many cards can you have in your collection so that you can justify keeping for the long haul, knowing that, or at least expecting or predicting na tataas pa yung prices na yun. Instead, if you're keeping it at a high price, if you got it at a high price, keep it at a high price, yung room for error mo sobrang nipis na.
Right.
But that's the judgment you have to make. Kung nagko-collect ka, it's not just with Zion din, with Jamorant din.
Yeah.
Diba? I mean, abnormal ang prices talaga ngayon. Abnormal talaga. It's like
Sobrang
twice,
taas.
4 times the price. So, you really have to make smart decisions when it comes to collecting yung mga rookie class this year, especially those two. Yung dalawa lang talaga. Luka has done kahit paano may body of work na si Luka. So, ba't justify mo? Ba't bumibili ng mga matataas? With Zion and Trey, there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Even if they have lived up to the hype for as long, for how many games they played.
Yeah. Kung rookies yung usapan, maybe Wancho, ano rin yung watchouts minsan dun sa hype na yan na nakikita nga natin for Zion, for Ja, right? Kasi hindi naman nag-i-equate parati na good rookie season, matik, umaangat na talaga yung laro. Like, or even okay pa rin yung laro. Let's say Malcolm Brogdon, di ba? Parang, rookie of the year, ganyan. But if you look at yung presyuhan ni Malcolm Brogdon, or at least the interest ng mga tao kay Malcolm Brogdon, hindi ko rin alam kung baka dahil Indiana Pacers siya and you hate getting the Pacers sa mga breaks. How much of that plays din yung rookie player naman to si Brogdon but wala masyadong tumataya sa kanya.
So, siguro yung sinabi mo, Pacers, siguro kasi small market If Brogdon was in a big market, baka mataas yung presyo niya. Kunwari, napunta siya sa Boston or sa Lakers. siyempre tataas yung price nun kasi mga fans ng Lakers sa Boston, malalakas lumakas.
Mga baliw.
Hindi like yung kaya aminin natin, rookies ng Celtics, hindi naman malalakas, pero nagtaas ang presyo. Diba?
Tinahin mo kung Gama yung price.
Diba? Sabi ni Gama, di ba? Hindi daw malakas si Carson Edwards. Pero may bumibili.
Oo, may presyo pa rin.
May presyo pa rin siya.
So,
And like yung, siguro example, si Donovan Mitchell. Malakas niya nung rookie year. Until now, malakas pero hindi nag-drive up yung price niya. So, I think Utah is a small market. So, siguro depende rin sa team na nalandingan mo. So, pag big market team mo, mataas yung potential ng cards mo.
Ng mga presyo ni AD.
Mula nung nag-move to Pels.
AD in a
From
Pelicans
Pels.
jersey,
Yeah.
compared to AD in a Lakers jersey, ang layo ng presyo.
Good point. Right. So, Gama, kung yun na rin yung usapan, di pag na-trade sa Lakers or Celtics or, well, obviously kung Celtics, matik, bibilin mo yan. Pero kung, yun nga, bigger market teams, is that also something you look for? Kung bago ako, trade news, mapupunta si ganitong player sa ganitong team. And vice versa. Pwedeng bumaba yung presyo dahil pumunta nga siya sa smaller market. Tinitingnan mo rin ba yung mga ganong factors?
Oo naman, oo. Like, siguro sa case ko si Rozier. Medyo marami akong Rozier
Yun.
na
Good
Celtics.
example yan. Oo.
Pero nung nalipat siya, medyo nalungkot ako nun actually. Kasi gusto ko siya over Kyrie for Boston. So, well, since medyo bumaba na yung mga prices niya, like with Boston, nilet go ko na rin yung ibang rookie cards na tinatago.
Rozier. Okay.
So, actually, iba-iba rin yan. For some people, medyo sentimental sila. They'll keep those guys na kinolect nila before.
IT.
Iba-iba. IT. Sobrang mga Boston fans, love na love nila si IT.
So pag na-move sa smaller market, even if, let's say, doon siya nagkaroon ng playing time, doon talaga siya sort of nag-bloom. Nakita naman na natin yung potential, yun nga, when he replaced Kyrie Irving during the playoffs. Pero nung na-move siya sa Charlotte, kahit nag-improve performance, pero parang mas bumaba pa yung value, no? Oo. So, bitaw na yun pagka ganun. Bitaw na yun. Parang hindi mo na uupuan.
Ako, binitawan ko na talaga. Kasi,
depende na lang sa'yo.
Depende talaga sa'yo. Ako, binitawan ko na. Kasi, wala na siya sa Boston. Tapos, kahit anong gawin niya, kahit mag 25 points per game, ganun pa rin yung price niya. Sobrang baba. So, ayun.
Balik tayo kay Kirby. Yun, yung mga ganyan, yung mga lungkot na napupunta yung ganitong player sa ganitong team. May emotions ba na involved dito sa hobby natin? Na dapat ba i-keep in check yan? Hindi tayo pwedeng masyadong maging clingy sa mga cards pag dapat ng bitawan dahil yun nga, best time na bitawan. Either dahil pataas or yun nga, cut loss. Is that something that applies to you?
Yeah, basically. Kasi I came from before I got back into cards. I was into, I still am, pero not as much as before, sa Funko.
Okay.
And similar philosophy applied din. Collect the pops that you want, and then pag tumaas yung presyo, benta mo na. Especially if you don't have wala kang emotional attachment dun sa specific pop na yun. Kasi at the end of the day, for you, ang philosophy ko talaga, if you keep on spending on collectibles, whether it's pops or cards, ganyan, mauubos pera mo. But if you manage your finances wisely, paikutin mo yung pera mo, buy, sell, tatagal ka sa hobby, and at some point, if you do it smartly, you will be able to afford the more expensive cards that you want. So, kunwari, let's say may player ngayon. Kunwari, si SGA, for example. I've been collecting SGA. There's a certain point na I'd be comfortable in selling all of these cards to buy nicer cards
I see. I
of
see.
maybe LeBron or Giannis. Because ganyan yung, that's how you build your PC up without really spending too much money on trying to build it up. Paikutin mo lang yung pera mo. And if it means letting go of a certain PC na matagal mo nang binibuild, do it. Without question, do it.
Walang room for hindi.
Sentimental.
Oo, sentimental value. Bigay to nung ex ko sa akin or something.
Tangin na. Pwede ba mag-mura dito?
Pwede. Tayo rito. No filter.
No, kasi I mean, kagaya ng sabi ni Wancho tsaka ni Gama, Pels fan ako. So nasanay na ako na yung mga star players, franchise players ng team namin nagtitrade eventually. So wala na
Yeah,
akong emotional
yeah.
attachment talaga to any of this shit. Kung if there's a way for me to buy a nicer card by selling some of my PC cards
G.
without a second of thought, gagawin ko. I will sell it.
Nice. Wancho, ganun din ba? Walang emotion?
Siguro konti pag Kobe. Pero pag
Yan.
maganda yung offer, pwede.
Maganda ito.
Pagka
yung
akin,
Moody,
refuse.
Wancho. Pag si Moody eh.
Moody.
Kahit nabitawan ko, walang bibili nun eh.
Sakla po. Utah siya ngayon, di ba?
Bayad sa kanila para kunin nila yung cards.
Yung ano ng kalat, kunin nyo na sa akin to.
Bigyan ko kayo 500.
Kunin nyo lang isang box.
Well, kahit favorite player ko si Jokic, okay lang sa akin ibenta pag maganda yung offer sa akin.
Aha.
Pambibili ko na lang ng ibang card. Ganun. Better potential ng card. Pwede ko i-trade if may mag-offer ng lupa sa akin for Jokic. Ba't di ko kukunin yun, di ba? Parang ganun.
Nice. Right. So I think we've been talking for about a good 40 minutes na. And siguro bigyan ko lang din kayo ng platform dahil sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, these three are from TCC or the Cardboard Corner, one of the newer and groups sa hobby natin ngayon. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit more. How the group started or at least ano yung layunin or mga mithiin ng ng group ninyo. Because ang bilis ng growth, no? Less than a month, sabi nyo nga kanina, we were talking about it offline. Close to 2,000 members na rin yata kayo. Maybe talk about how it started or yun nga, paano saan nyo siya gustong or na-envision na pumunta?
Kirby. Mastermind, Kirby.
I was telling you kanina, it started with kasi for a few years na, if not another years, maybe a year ago, we were thinking of making a group din. Pero yung group na yun was mostly pang box breaks lang talaga. It wasn't really a buy, sell, trade groups. Pang like personal, parang community group lang namin. And then, so we started this one, Cardboard Corner, and then we didn't realize it at first, pero nung dumami yung members, it became more than what we expected din. So nag-evolve na rin kami na mukhang there's an opportunity here to offer something different na rin, especially for yung mga new collectors who are entering the hobby, who are either entering or returning to the hobby. So give them a new platform where they can buy, sell, or at least engage with other new collectors. Even the old heads din. I mean, everyone's welcome naman to the group. So I think yung TCC, as far as what it is now, we wanted to become a group then that everyone can enjoy, whether you're new, whether you're a new collector, an old collector. We want it to be engaging to everyone. Kaya we have one of our admins, si Kavin. He does a lot of this. He will post a card from a specific series or brand, then ask everyone, hey, if you have the Spectrum cards, show it to everyone. We have plans for lot of activities then in the coming weeks. Uh, I can't tell you that pa, we can't tell you that pa, but mga plans namin involve engaging as many members as possible
Nice.
then through various platforms, either digital or games, ganyan-ganyan. So, everyone's welcome to join din naman. Everyone's welcome to join the group. If you have friends who want to join the group, by all means, invite them.
Mm.
And we hope to make it bigger than what it is now and become more engaging to everyone, to every member of the community.
Cool, cool. Wancho, Gama, may may dadagdag pa ba kayo sa nabanggit ni Kirby?
Wala, nasabi
Wala.
na.
Nasabi na lahat. Whatever he said. Eh kung na-cover naman na talaga lahat, bakit hindi?
Mas baka na lang actually ni Kirby yan.
Oo nga. Pag-gising ko, may group na.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, by the way, moderator ka rito. Right. So, yun, good to hear from the people from the cardboard corner and yun, sali kayo dyan kung hindi pa kayo part for anything and everything about the hobby. Makita nyo naman, vast experience being shared dito and yun nga, I'd like to thank these three people for their time and as much as I want to keep all of you going, marami pa naman tayo opportunities, I guess, to do more of this. Marami pang topics across the hobby that we can talk about. Any parting shots na lang? May gusto kayo ba kayo shoutout? Let's do Gama na lang ulit muna.
Siguro thankful ako kasi tinuloy mo tong idea ko.
Thankful din ako, pre.
Idea ko ba to lang?
Oo. Kanya to.
Kasi dati pa nagpa-podcast na talaga si Jaime. So, naisip ko magandang opportunity to like engage yung community natin. Lalo na ngayon na nasa bahay lang lahat. Kasi dati, lagi tayong nasa Galit, Saturday, magkakasama tayo. Pero ngayon, wala. Walang
Nakakamiss din
opportunity.
no?
Oo, so,
Nakakamiss yung corned beef ni Old Manila.
ayun. So,
Well, thank you din, Gama, kasi yun, it's matagal talagang wala and it was your idea. I have to admit na parang oo nga, no, pwede. And I think it's a niche topic na wala pa or maybe a few people are talking about and it's a good opportunity to really put a platform to this common hobby of ours. Ikaw naman, Wancho, special shoutouts or parting shots?
Ano lang, yung mga members ng Cardboard Corner, continued support. Salamat sa mga members dun. And sana dumami pa yung collectors ng NBA cards.
Ng Jokic.
Para madami akong pabenta.
Mag-Jokic na daw kayo, guys. Anything from you, Kirby, before we close this out?
Just wanna say thanks for the opportunity then to be invited here in your podcast. Hope this won't be the last time we're gonna have
Yeah, definitely.
in the future. And just wanna appreciate all the members of the community. No matter which group you're from, Card Filipino T, True, NBA Cards Philippines, Filipinas. I mean, ang daming groups din sa community natin. And wherever you are, whatever group you are in, I mean, thanks guys, thank you for being a part of the community and sana mag-flourish pa yung hobby natin. More new members come in and old members, yung mga veterans na. Just hope na be a sounding board for the new collectors.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. And yun, on my end, maraming salamat for giving me an hour or so of your time. I know, busy din kayo. May sale ka pa, Kirby. Ayoko na tignan kung magkano yung inabot ko dyan. But again, thank you so much. And sa lahat ng mga collectors, hobbyists, especially those part of the Cardboard Corner, pinaunlakan nila tayo ngayon. Special shoutout din to my executive producer, my wife, And yung creative team ko, si Raina. That's it. That's our pilot episode. Sabi nga ni Kirby, hindi ito yung huli. We're looking to get more people from the hobby to guest dito sa ating podcast to talk about several topics sa kahon karton ngayon. Kaya ngayon nga yung tinawag natin dyan. So that's it for our pilot episode. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you, Gama, Wancho, and Kirby. Kahit nag-drop na yata si Kirby. See you guys next time. Peace!
I'm here. Thanks. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.